The School Transition Task Force was formed with the express purpose of leveraging community input to help decide the future of 3 Indianapolis schools. In March of 2019, this task force will make their recommendation to the Indiana State Board of Education on the best avenue for each school to continue past the 2020 school year. But before this process begins, it's critical to understand what led us to this point. In an effort to ensure every child attends a high-quality school across the state, in 1999, the Indiana legislature passed Public Law 221, instituting an accountability system to measure school quality based on academic performance and growth. The Indiana State Board of Education was charged with implementing this accountability system to measure each school's performance annually, to determine those that might require extra support or intervention. In 2005, Emma Donnan, T.C. Howe, and Emmerich Manual High School were among a number of schools statewide that were placed on academic probation based on poor academic performance. By 2010, Donnan, Manual, and Howe were still among the lowest performing schools in the state, making them F schools on the state's accountability system. Consistent with the state law, Donnan, Howe, and Manual were among 5 schools statewide that were deemed turnaround academies. That year, 2010, the State Board of Education selected Charter Schools USA to serve as the special management team responsible for the overall operations and academic improvement of the 3 schools. After a year of study and preparation, CSUSA took complete control of each school in July of 2012. The 2012-2013 school year saw considerable changes in enrollment and demographics at each turnaround academy. Enrollment dropped significantly, and the number of students eligible for free or reduced lunch increased between 8 and 21 percentage points. Due in part to the changes in each school's population, the State Board elected to extend CSUSA's contract. In 2015, CSUSA partnered with the Indianapolis Public Schools to operate an innovation school serving kindergarten through 6th grade within the Emma Donnan building, supplementing the middle school already operating in the facility. Later that year, the State Board of Education approved the extension of CSUSA's contract a second time. Now, CSUSA's contract as a special management team at Donnan Middle School, Howe High School, and Manual High School expires in 2020, the same point at which Donnan's elementary innovation agreement with IPS must be revisited. In 2018, the State Board of Education approved the creation of a School Transition Task Force to make recommendations as to the future of each turnaround academy based on input from the communities served by each school. The task force expects to present its recommendation to the State Board in March of 2019, allowing each school time to plan accordingly for the 2019-2020 school year. Beginning last month, the task force, made up of parents, teachers, community members, and representatives of IPS and CSUSA, began meeting monthly to develop and implement a process through which to gather input from students, parents, teachers, and neighborhood and community leaders. In the end, the task force aims to advise the State Board as to the most promising avenue through which to serve students and families on the south and east sides of Indianapolis. So, what might that recommendation be? Ultimately, the path beyond turnaround status in 2020 may vary by school. As set forth by the state's turnaround laws, the task force has a number of pathways to choose from when providing its final recommendations to the State Board of Education. Emma Donnan is a unique case due to its partnership with IPS. Consistent with its innovation agreement, Donnan turns from a kindergarten through 6th innovation school and 7th through 8th turnaround academy to simply a kindergarten through 8th grade innovation school operated by CSUSA, provided IPS agrees to renew its contract. State law currently allows the task force 3 distinct avenues through which to determine the most effective way to support secondary students on Indy's south and east sides. You could return one or each of the schools to IPS. You could advise CSUSA to pursue a charter from a local authorizer, such as the Mayor's Office of Educational Innovation or the Indiana State Charter School Office. Each authorizer maintains its own process and requirements for awarding charters. Or you could elect to close one or each of the schools, or merge one or each of the schools with another local school. All of these options are available to both Manual which serves 9th through 12th grade, and HOW, which serves 7th through 12th grade. So, what's next? The State Board has created its School Transition Task Force in large part to seek community input and participation in deciding the future of each school. The task force is organizing community meetings, open to the public, where interested stakeholders will be able to provide their input and shape the final outcome of the recommendation.